where I've got good signal. So I am sitting in my car, but I'm not driving.
Oh, hey everybody. We're live. This is Price is Wrong, and welcome to the Battle Pirates Roundtable, BB Roundtable. And hey everybody. We're live. All right, Metalbeard does not have YouTube muted. All right. Now we know. I'm busted. Anyway, so on here, I guess today we actually do have a pretty full panel, I believe. I don't think we have any open spots at the moment, currently, but definitely pay attention to the thumbnails underneath. If you see a spot open up, feel free to hop out. As a matter of fact, I think we got a spot getting ready to open up. There you go. So come on in. Be quick. But anyway, let's see here. I'm just going to introduce everybody real quick. We have Vlad is actually is with us today. He is away. He's at a remote location at parts unknown.
Hi everybody.
Yeah. We have.
I am sitting in my car, but I'm not driving this time. Unlike the last time when I was en route. The last time you saw me with a camera in the car.
Yeah. And there may or may not be aliens about. I'm just saying. That was a joke. Eric's just trying to get it.
I don't know what anybody else did.
Anyway, so we got Toxic is on here with us today. He's with the Battle Vortex family. How you doing, Toxic?
Good morning, everyone. How are we going?
Dabba, Metalbeard.
Okay.
Is that Pax?
Sure is.
Hey, Pax, how you doing? Welcome.
I'm doing good. Thank you, man.
Lady J, we got Lady J with us. She's been with us a few times.
Hey.
I see Alona managed to occupy that extra spot. Hi, Alona. All right.
Alona's not talking.
That's okay. I'm sure she'll talk to us when she's ready. When we're worthy. Dr. Death.
Hello,
Don't
everyone.
call him Dr. Evil. Yeah.
What's up,
Damnation.
Doc?
We got Damnation and Hellfire with us. Another guest arbiter. He's definitely been with us for a while now. So.
Yo.
And the guy we got on the end is that the name I'm seeing is 99 Ventura 99. Is that right? Did I say it right?
Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, I guess everybody probably is aware that we do have a raid going on right now. We're mid-raid, and it's called Civil War Allegiance is the raid, and I'm assuming that's probably going to be a main topic today. So I guess just to start everything off, maybe we should just find out how everybody's doing. Vlad, have you been able to do any raid? Have you just been AFK the whole time, or what?
No, I actually was able to find a different spot where I was able to connect through my cell phone, and I played. It took me about between an hour and an hour and a half to collect all the prizes. I'm actually be home tomorrow night before the raid is over, and I'll finish up the tokens then. So kudos to having a raid that you actually don't have to spend your entire 4-day weekend trying to complete. So it was really nice to be able to get in and get it done.
You know, I gotta definitely agree with that, because I actually finished my raid last night, so I'm actually able to start helping people already, and so I did a little bit of assisting last night, and probably do a little bit more over the weekend. But you know, the raids that I dread the most are the ones that occupy all your time and don't really allow you to do anything else. And I'm glad to say that this isn't one of those. And I don't mind spending a little bit of money. I kind of feel like it's definitely worth the, you know, giving a little bit back, you know, to get the raid done. So I spent like 17 gold myself, got 54 million points, and I did only use 2 road crews. So, but anyway, Toxic, how's your raid going?
Yeah, it's going all right. It's enjoyable. You don't have to rush, and there's no pressure, uh, and there's no coin value that you need to have to get through that ride. Yeah, I'm almost done. I've just got to get a couple more points to get that what's it called, that Phantom Tiger Shark, and then I'll be helping a few people out in my sector as well to see if some of the little guys that don't ask for help get some probably more needed tokens and whatever else they want.
What kind of ships are you using?
So yeah, it's going good. I've got two hullers with blade missiles, and if I drive really carefully, I can get it down to about 20 minutes. But usually
Nice.
it's around about the half hour. So I spent the coin. I give Kicks back some money. They're doing the right thing by us, so I reckon you got to do the right thing by them and give them back some coin. And it's been very, very enjoyable. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Daba, tell me about your raid, buddy. Now, you were telling me the other day that you managed to break 60 million without spending anything, right?
Yeah. Ended up with 81 million in the end. I finished last night. So all done and dusted. So hoping to get some more crews so I can start helping a little more, because I used 6 bullseyes on the raid and 2 of them was on other people. So I'm already out of bullseyes and I got 4 DOS there. So.
No, I'm jealous of the crews. I'm telling you what, I only had 2 bullseyes. I did use one myself. But what kind of ships are you using?
I'm using an Apollo Rhino fleet. I got it down to 9 minutes, but that was the first few. But I think it's around about 14 minutes now, average 103 with the bullseye crew. I'm happy.
Hey, Pax, how's your raid going?
Yeah, I finished it. I was using 3 Apollos, got about 65 million or something, and I'm done. Got everything I needed. And spent 3 coins.
Nice.
Basically,
lady.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
just basically used the coins just to refit this, so to repair the fleet just while I was using a DOS cruise, just to get the full 90 minutes of it. That was it.
I'm starting to wonder if there's like a secret to getting all these DOS crews. I mean, is it just strictly just lots and lots and lots of uranium?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the secret I've been using.
I have 6 or 7 of them. I used in my bullseye brigade so far, but my secret was I was chasing the gamma, and to chase the gamma, you've got to pound dubs, and you instead of throwing it overboard, you just roll enough of it away that before you do the next corner, you've got capacity to take it.
Yeah.
And I was at a point where I was only accepting legendary. If it wasn't legendary, I just roll right through.
Heard that. All right, Lady J, how's your raid going so far?
It's going decently. I'm at about 50 million points so far.
Wow.
Still got another like 50 mil to go though.
Oh, okay. So you're trying to get like a lot of stuff. Are you like chasing the torpedoes, the Phantom Tiger Shark, and all that too?
I need the Phantom Tiger Shark. I need to get the Styx torpedoes just in case the new sub that they'll eventually bring out needs the Styx torpedoes. I'm also going to be start chasing the Ghost Crawler. And I'm going for the rest of the build tokens.
Awesome. Definitely a good plan. Now, what kind of boats are you using? I know you sent me a build to show earlier, but is that the fleet that you're using?
The one with the Apollo in it is my exact build.
Oh, was
So
there a second? Okay.
If you want to bring that one up.
All right, let me see here. All right, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of fumbling around through my windows right here. I think I've got it. I've got it shared. So I'm just going to go ahead and ISO on myself. Now, I guess, is there anything on here that you want me to look at? So I guess you're using a Harlock Aegis, an Apollo that I'm assuming is what you're running in front of everything, and just using your the Harlock Aegis. That's strictly countermeasures. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm parking all 3 rhinos and the Harlock Aegis in a corner, and I'm using my Apollo to run out and pull all the ships out,
Okay.
and then bring it back to the rhinos, little chunks of ships at a time, and then I'll kill off the ships, and then once all the ships are dead, I'll go over to like the side that has the island with only 3 turrets. I'll kill those 3 turrets, then I'll prep out the mega hull, and then by that time I'll need to go out and repair, so I'll bring my fleet back to my base, and I'll swap out my Apollo for the second Apollo that I have built, and then I'll bring that back in and kill the other turrets that are left.
Awesome. Sounds like a great plan. All right. Well, awesome. I guess, Alona, how's your raid going?
It's going okay. Got not enough to redeem anything yet, so I'm still struggling away on the B sets.
You getting any help yet? I mean,
Yes.
I know there's a lot of people that should be done that'd be able to help you out if you need it.
Yeah, Dr. Death helped me out a little bit last night. But hitting the B set's kind of, it's a very slow grind.
And what kind of boats are you using still?
CM Punisher and 4 rhinos with switchblades.
Okay. Dr. Death, I'm sure you've been pretty successful, right? Because you're already helping Alona. What's your strategy?
I got the Zoe Apollo backed with 3 other Apollos, and yeah, helped everybody in my raid, and probably a good 20 people in my sector and people outside my sector. I'm sitting at 210 million points.
Holy crap! Wowzers. Are you spending a ton or no?
No, I mean, I can do a target. You know, like when I go out of sector, I'll take when I'm helping some of my friends that are out of sector, I'll take and spend a coin each target I hit. But mostly in sector, it's just I go hit a 103, send it back to my base, instant repair it, find another one, prep it again. I've probably spent, I'd say maybe 30, 40 coins, but part of that was doing a refit that I did. So.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. Well, sweet. Damnation, how's your raid, bud?
Oh, this is the most awesome raid we've had in a long time, dude. I'm at like 73 million, and I didn't spend a single coin.
Heard that. Now, I'm assuming there was some kind of investment at some point, right, to make it so that you could do it free, the raid for free?
The only real investment that was involved was I looked some coin the very first Apollo raid to be able to get the Apollos, because that raid was more difficult. But that was the only like investment that there was.
Okay. Yeah, cool beans. 99 Ventura. What should I call you? Should I just call you Ventura or 99 or what?
Ventura is fine too.
I had a hard time understanding you.
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if you're like maybe have 2 mics and you're using like the mic that's further away. All right, he just went on mute. So, all right. So I guess let me know when you think you've got it fixed there, Ventura. And I guess we'll just move forward. Now I'm kind of curious what everybody thinks about all the leaderboards. I know I was kind of surprised myself in the beginning that there was 3 different leaderboards for this raid: one for Legion, one for Forsaken, and then one for the raid overall. I mean, do you think Kixeye is making some money on that or what?
I was just gonna say that's 3 different sources of coin revenue for him right there, right?
Yeah, it's probably pretty smart, right?
Yeah, you know people are chasing the top spot.
Yeah. And it doesn't sound like the top spot's even costing a whole heck of a lot, to be honest with you. I mean, you spent 40 coins yourself and got 210 million so far. Now, I'm sure you're not done, but that's not a bad return on money spent. It's a pretty good return.
No.
I don't know.
Oh, well,
I think
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see.
Sorry, 99. It really wasn't better.
Oh, no, it's fine.
I think it'll be
Is it
interesting to
working now?
see if it skews between one side or the other. If we come to find out that they are that either the Legion or the Harlock side is ends up having a lot more players with high points.
Yeah. All right.
How is everyone's sectors doing anyway? Who's winning in your sector on the bar?
I think it's the same everywhere. If I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's the difference, if there's a difference between worlds or not, but it's still Forsaken on my side. I believe it's the Forsaken on the right, the green side, right, and the Legion is red on the left side.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I believe that's based on people who chose sides. I don't believe that's based on raid points.
I thought I seen it move, so, but maybe that's just people starting late, huh?
Yeah, there was a lot of people starting late on this one.
Yeah. So I thought I did see it move, but they didn't really tell us a whole lot about that bar, before the raid. So I think a lot of people are just having to speculate.
I don't think they have told us anything about it yet either. Do we know if it's just people who selected that side, or is it a weighted bar where your total points versus one versus the other? Or I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
I was thinking it might have been just like points overall, for Forsaken, and points overall for, like leaderboard points, like top 100. I really don't know, but.
Well, now, from what I was looking at when I was looking at the leaderboard, if it was based on points, then Zoe would be winning. Because you look at the top 100 on Zoe's side globally, and they're all pushing almost 200 million points. You look at it on the Forsaken side, they're running around 100 million points is the average. So, if it was based, if it was based on the points, Zoe would be the one winning. But I think it's based on the players that chose sides.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of had
I
a
think so
feeling
too,
that if you had an Apollo fleet, you were probably better off being on Zoe's side, and if you were trying to do it with Rhinos, you were kind of better off being on the Forsaken side. And if that's the case, and it seemed that you would expect people with Apollos would be significantly higher than people who are running Rhinos. So I think that particular skew between the two leaderboards might be explained by if your primary raid fleet was one versus the other.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would tend to indicate that it's probably that red versus green bar is probably just a raw count of players that took each, as opposed to weighted by score.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's what it would be. It's just who chose red and who chose blue, and
Now
what would be
Now, what would be nice is at the end of the raid, based on that bar, if Kixeye threw out some kind of prize to the winning side.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that, but that's I am Forsaken right now, I guess, and I don't know what the prize could be, but
like a badge that says you won.
I was going to say a perfect prize would be a badge, be something where you could kind of show off which side you picked, but it really didn't impact gameplay at all. I kind of dislike it when they add stuff after the fact that impacts gameplay. But a surprise badge at the end, or maybe a skin that you could use, it doesn't really affect gameplay, but you could say, hey, I was on the winning side. That would be really cool.
I'll take a skin.
Well, I
Now,
mean, we've
what?
got badges, haven't we? You got the Zoe badge and the Harlock badge you can put on your display on your base at the moment during the raid.
Be nice if maybe you could keep those perks until the next raid if you won.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
wonder-
that would affect gameplay, and the backlash on that would be that the majority of the player base would get together and choose one side or the other next raid.
I would not want to keep the bonuses after the raid. I didn't even want the bonuses during the raid. I tried to avoid picking a side, but the game physically would not let me.
Yeah, you did have to choose one or the other. You could not get past that screen by just hitting on the X.
Well, what you by rights what you picked would have been depending on the fleet you run. I mean, with Apollos, if you run Apollos, you probably have a resistance in the 90s, in the high 90s, mid to high 90s, depending on your retrofit levels. And if you have a 6% missile debuff on that, penetrating debuff, it probably won't make much of a difference if you use the Harlock. But the other one, the offensive boost, would probably be more advantageous for someone who's got Apollos rather than the defensive one. So that's how I made my choice anyway.
Well, any fleet that you're using that uses a tank, you could probably get away with using the Zoe buffs, because any properly built tank will have a missile defense between 96% and 99% anyways.
I ended up taking I'm tanking. I ended up taking the Forsaken because I thought about that, the corrosive resistance buff, because it's all taken on one ship, so I want that ship being able to take as much damage as possible, so I chose the Forsaken. I'm kicking out crazy DPS anyway.
I took Forsaken just because I like defensive buffs. I learned a long time ago when I played World of Warcraft that your DPS when you're dead is 0, and that's the theory I've stuck with like in all my gaming career.
And fire.
Yeah, that fire is bad.
Well, in WoW, if you don't DPS the boss down fast enough, he's going to enter Berserk mode and kill you anyways. It doesn't matter how good your defenses are.
Well, but like I said, your DPS when you're dead is 0, so.
That's true.
I mean, I took Forsaken, but I was going to take Zoe, but I took Forsaken because I'm in an alliance that we all stick together, and I mean, we even were training 103s where there was 3 different people working on the same 103 just to make certain everybody in our alliance won holes and stuff, and they all voted and wanted Harlock, so that's what I picked.
Wow, that's an interesting way of doing it.
I'm pretty sure that you can pick again next raid. So if you picked Zoe this time, you could try Harlock next time and see what's better, and if they keep on with that concept, then you can find out that way what's best for your fleet.
Yeah, well, I didn't think it was really going to make my fleets much difference. I knew my fleets were going to tear this raid up, so it wasn't really, the buffs didn't make no difference to me, really.
All right. Well,
That was loud.
yeah. I know he's having his technical issues. I know he's working on it, but I don't know if he realizes he's impacting the show. But anyway, just moving forward, I don't know if we want to keep talking about the raid or not. Does anybody else have any other raid topics to discuss, or the other fleet that build that you gave me, Lady J, for sharing? What is that one about?
Well, there was 3 there. There was the one of my fleet that I'm using. There is one for people who don't have Apollos, and so there's one with a Rhino tank, and then there's one with a Punisher tank. Unfortunately, Both fleets still require you to have a Harlock Aegis. Although you could replace that with another Rhino and just stick a whole bunch of countermeasures on top of the tanks themselves instead of the other stuff.
Now, I think the one that I got up on the screen right now, it's got a Harlock Aegis, a Punisher tank, and 3 Rhinos. Is that
Yes.
the one you're currently talking about?
Yes. There's that one. You've got 4 Phalanx 4s on the Aegis to shoot down all the missiles.
Yep.
And then for the Rhinos are the same setup for DPSing as the first set.
Okay,
But
the one that was back here. Yeah, they're identical. Yeah, I see that.
But the Punisher tank has 1 missile for spotting, and then all the other weapon slots are on that 1 Reaver mortar that gives you a ton of armor.
Yeah, I see Pandemonium. I say that's the whole point of putting the Pandemonium orders on there, is for armor points.
Just to boost up the armor a lot.
Okay. Yeah, see, it says 1,800 armor points per mortar. That's pretty good. I don't know that I ever realized that before, but I think around this time right here, I wasn't really building a whole lot of new stuff. But all right, so that's this one, and you gave me one other too, right? That's like 4 Rhinos and a Harlock Aegis, and it looks like it's the same Harlock Aegis as the other one that we were just looking at. It's Phalanx 4s.
Yeah.
And it looks like you've got 1 Rhino that's built a little differently than all the other 3.
Yeah.
So the other 3 are built just like the other 2 fleets that you shared, but the 1 extra Rhino's got mortars on it and impact cannons.
It's got a single blade for spotting, and then it's got Pandemonium mortars for increased armor, and then I filled up the rest of the slots in the fleet, or for the weapons as impact cannon R, because they're only like 35 weight, and they increase your ballistic, explosive, and missile defenses by 3% per cannon.
Okay.
Plus, they give a little bit of armor as well.
Definitely very interesting ideas. Does anybody else here have any thoughts or comments about any of these ideas or these designs? Or, I mean, I can definitely show, bring them each back up. I have all 3 of them here.
Yeah, man, it looks good, man. I love sticking impact cannons on empty slots, man.
Okay. All right. Well, sounds like you got the seal of approval. Sounds like a pretty good consensus there. A lot of people like these. I'll try to make sure I post these builds in the description of the video too. That way people can go back and look at them. But yeah, so it's like basically you've got between these 3 designs, there's only 1 Harlock Aegis design. It looks like. It looks like, well, I guess this one Harlock Aegis design's a bit different. It's got
yeah, because
hailstorms on it.
That's the one I currently use, and I use it in both the FM and in raids. So I kind of need to keep the anti-mortars on the ship.
And all 3 fleets have the same 3 Rhinos in it, but the tanks vary. You've got an Apollo tank, a Punisher tank, and a Rhino tank.
Yep.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing those. I don't know. There is something else I wanted to discuss here on the show today about the something that was on the forums. I'm kind of curious if you guys seen this post on the forums right here. Mega Ship Briefing. Have y'all seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was posted to the BV page.
Oh, okay. Well, awesome. Well, I don't know that anybody's really had any kind of public discussions on any of these, but I will say just to start off, I mean, the size of a lot of the ships in Battle Pirates, you know, a lot of times when you look at some of these ships, like the Dreadnought, for example, I mean, I'm looking down here at the Rhino on this picture right here, and you just see rows and rows and rows of windows. It kind of gives you the idea that a lot of these ships are about the same size as cruise ships. And to see this mega ship in the back just kind of towering over all of these other ships that I thought were like the size of cruise ships just makes me kind of feel like this thing is probably bigger than anything that actually exists today. It's pretty freaking big.
It's probably the size of a small city.
Yeah, the thing is huge.
Well, has
But
anyone saw the Vanquisher, the size for it?
on the world map, I haven't. I know there's been a lot of people. Dr. Death was actually talking about that earlier too.
Okay.
Well, I've got my first one done. The second one well, I've got like a day left on it, and getting ready to have a third one done by VXP. But I was posting coordinates for people to see it. It's about as big as a 86 mega ship.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's on the world map?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. I mean, that's huge. I wouldn't have thought it would have been that big.
God.
Yeah. And what's even funnier is it's a level 101 fleet.
There's a level 101. That's probably with no armor, right?
That's a single Vanquisher.
That's a single Vanquisher with nothing on it?
One launcher, single Vanquisher.
Wow.
There was a guy in the preview server that had a level 227 fleet floating around.
So like 2.5 Vanquishers?
I think it was 2 Vanquishers with armor.
Okay.
I don't see the sense of putting armor on them.
I think that would have been like a full fleet of them, because your fleet level doesn't go up at the same rate. So if you have one ship in the fleet, it's going to be a higher number. But as you add more of the same type of ship to the fleet, it doesn't go up as much.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, you know, I'm definitely kind of got the idea that maybe we should have been talking about Vanquishers as opposed to jumping into megaships just yet. But maybe we should do that real quick. We can come back to the megaships. But the Vanquishers, I know, Dr. Death, you were telling me that people were using these on certain targets. The at Zoe's, what the heck is that?
Man of War.
The Man of War. Thank you. The Man of War target. And you said they were using them on there with pretty good success.
Yeah, actually, I was really surprised, but yeah, they just sit there. They don't move, and everything charges them, and they just wipe it out. I was really surprised by it. I watched a guy with 3 of them put together, and he just parked it, just hit the Man of War, and it just sat there, and everything just ran right up to him, and they don't have much. I guess those ships and those Man of Wars do not have a real good defense against this new weapon.
Wow. That's probably a little bit more good reason to build too. I mean, if you can use this here during the raid times to get uranium for crews, you know, I mean that's definitely some value there.
Do you know how much?
Go ahead. Was that who was? I know it was Toxic and who else?
Vlad, but Toxic can ask a question.
Go ahead,
No,
Toxic.
I was just gonna say that give a BP player a base defender, Alan. We sure kicks what it's made for, eh?
We'll find a way to use it someplace else.
Anyone remember using Goliaths in that old raid versus Reavers before Arbiters came out? Everyone was using bypass chain guns to rip them apart.
I still have a map enforcer fleet that's designed to go out, and it doesn't do much now, but we used it for a lot of raids with map enforcers. The question I was going to ask, Dr. Death, do you know how much damage they're taking? Are they able to instant repair those? Is it free uranium?
And actually, it looks like maybe the fleet takes about a quarter damage in the target for 3 of them. But so you figure 3 of them, that's 3 hours on raid. That's an hour and a half. A quarter fleet of that's probably 15, 20 minutes. So it's probably pretty close to instant repair.
Wow.
Hey, Price, I've actually got my game open. If you want to screen share and actually see this thing out on map.
Oh yeah, definitely. Go ahead, man. Screen share it. I'll definitely ISO on that, man. I'd want to see that myself. Now, I guess while we're waiting on him to set up, oh, there we go. See, I probably need to get him to zoom in for us. Looks like he's zoomed out.
You don't need to zoom in for this guy.
Yeah.
It is really, really close to being the same size. Wow. Pull out another boat. You got like another recognizable boat that you can put next to it too?
Yeah, let me grab my Punishers. Or actually,
Grab a
I'll grab a
Corvette.
Rhino.
Grab a Corvette.
There was someone in my alliance that had their ghost crawler out this morning, and I parked mine right next to their ghost crawler when they were in a target, just for shits and giggles. I really gotta switch off Firefox. Like you said, it's starting to hate BP.
I built one Vanquisher with just a stud one on it, like no specials or anything, and I sent it into level 71 salvage just to see what would happen. I had to go into that salvage 3 times before it died.
Well,
and that was
like
one of
I
the
put-
best laughs I've heard for ages watching that happen.
Yeah, Toxic and Metal Beard and Pax were all watching me, and they were laughing like crazy.
I know mine will go in and with just one launcher do a 71 cargo for instant repair. It's like 3 to 4 minutes damage times maybe 5 minutes and 8 seconds. But these things, I'll tell you right now, there is no ranking these things on the water. You could run a triple salty and you would not be able to do this because that'd be 6 VXP per. And the first rank is like 140. There you go, guys, by the way. Reiner versus it.
Dang, that's dramatic. Difference in size. Holy moly.
Well, hopefully we've still got the 123s and we can just suicide in there.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing 3 of them. I have 12 one-star salties. And I'll say this much. I got help during the raid right off the bat. 2 people helped me. Vin's been in 485. They know Wildebeest and Dragonbane. They both helped me and got me the points by Thursday night, and was able to just get in there, get everything done before supposedly that buff to the damage and corrosive.
Okay.
I had my first Vanquisher in dock, and well, actually my second Vanquisher in dock, and going by 1 a.m. Eastern on that first night.
I'm telling you what I'm curious about, and I plan to try as soon as they put the sector bar back out. What as well as these Vanquishers can do against fleets in the Man of War, I'm going to take my Vanquisher and I'm going to stick it right in the middle of a 75 Armada and see what happens.
Well, if it takes the torpedoes from the in the Man of War target quite well, I don't see why not.
Is it bad that I was thinking the same idea? My Vanquishers, it's anywhere from a 7-day to a 10-day build, full build for either CM or launchers. The second one, the launchers is done, it's going into an Armada.
Did anybody come up with any kind of Vanquisher builds yet that they wanted to share? It sounds like there's some interest in the chat. I mean, I could definitely share my build idea. Let me see. I see David Alexander's asking for a build idea. Does anybody have one on here they want to share? I can share my own from Thursday night again if you guys need a minute.
Pure Gales.
The one thing I did want to point out, you're talking about using these on the map, and they have that map speed of 2. But
No, they changed that, Vlad.
Oh, they changed it? What's the map speed
75.
now?
Well, it's 50 if you don't have any specials. The blueprint gives it a base 50. But like I'm at R&D 30, so my map speed's 165.
Holy moly.
Are you
Yeah,
using
I missed
Streamline and
that.
everything on it?
They need to attach a VXP modifier to this whole man.
Hey, Price, I'm
Yes, sir.
linking a build on the side for you.
All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just show mine real quick, just ISO'd on myself. But the idea that I had come up with was putting 5 of the new launchers on there, a couple Gale 3s. It was countermeasure loaders 3, the emissions generator, the resonance capacitor, the cryo battery, and agility 4. That was my idea. And you know, quite honestly, with the weight being as low as it is, not putting any armor on it. I mean, you do get a little bit of extra armor from the weapons, but you know, the 500,000 is just so much armor. And this here has the defense handicap of 100%, so you're not going to do anything to get any of the resistances up under defense. So I just didn't bother with that. I just figured the 500,000. Basically, any armor I would add to it would just mess up the repair time. Because right now, this one right here will repair in 2 hours. It's got a 2-hour repair time, but if you put it in your guard slot, which of course we all plan on doing, right? That will be cut in half. So.
Is the res cap? Are you planning on having 2, and that's why you got the res cap?
Yeah. The resonance capacitor just means, yeah, you definitely want to have more than one, is because these guys will activate each other.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, they'll activate each other. So you know, you would use resonance capacitor only if you were planning on building a whole bunch of these. So, and I'm actually kind of thinking about that. I'm actually wondering, you know, if building 5 is a good plan, and that's what I'm looking at right now. I mean, it's going to take a whole new base design for me, quite honestly, because my base isn't currently set up to support a guard. There's just not a lot of extra room there. So any guard I put in there would be close enough to where, you know, splash from other weapons would be killing my center island and all that stuff, and it just wouldn't be good for my base.
If you're gonna use resonance trigger, use battery instead. Just because you'll get a larger damage bonus, and the stacking capabilities of the battery is a lot larger than the resonance trigger.
That, and according to the forums and everywhere I've looked, supposedly the cryo field on the Vanquisher will self-trigger resonance battery.
Yeah, it's supposed to. If you read the blueprint, it says that it is. It will trigger the resonant. It is a trigger for those. No. It is trigger ready.
According to the forums, if you put a res battery and have a single Vanquisher, supposedly it will trigger itself.
Yes, because it has a friendly aura, and the friendly aura affects itself. Therefore, it gains the benefit of the resonance battery.
Mm-hmm. But now, my build is really similar to yours, Price. But what I'm looking at doing though is the resonance battery and the resonance capacitor will stack on each other. And if they want to pinch this hole, that means they're not pinching my center island. So I've done away with the agility because I don't need any evade on it. Not with every weapon coming in my base being splash.
Just watch the next base attack hull be completely accuracy based.
Okay. All right, let me go ahead and get some of these other builds on here. This right here is from 99s. So the second ship is your countermeasure build right here?
Yes.
All right.
Honestly, I couldn't think of any specials besides those 3 to put on there. I plan on putting it with Gales the second I get them, but I just threw that on there just to show 1 launcher for setting off my Nova, and the rest of that's going to be all Gales. And I'm pretty much going to use this until I get the Gamma. The Gamma is going to be the last ship I build, and I'm going to have a launcher, and then I'm going to have the CM and then another launcher sitting right next to each other.
Okay. Now, I'm looking at the Gamma right now, and I don't see any launchers. I see some countermeasures, and I see a D110.
No, for the CM Vanquisher, the second ship.
Oh,
The
okay.
launcher on it is just to set off my Nova that'll be sitting behind it.
Okay. So that's a countermeasure Vanquisher idea.
Yeah.
Lady J, you posted another link, is that right?
No, I just reposted Nines' thing, but fixed because he had some stuff off, and it was unsymmetrical, and I fixed it.
It was unsymmetrical. Okay. Oh, okay. So you just you wanted it to look a certain way. I get it. I get it. All right, no problem. We're men, by the way. I'm just going to say that. I'm putting that out there. Lady J is a woman, and the rest of us are men. Symmetrical is not important.
It
Now-
says you. Those of us with OCD believe that symmetric is the most important thing you can have.
All right.
I do have OCD, so.
All right. All right.
And Alona will smack you for saying that.
All right.
Probably.
All right. So this right here is from Damnation. Damnation's sharing one right here. He's got the Cyclone launcher on there. You went for some armor. You went for the D4P that has extra sonar on it.
I did that, and I put the sonic targeting on it to get my regular sonar up to like 118, because I know we were all pondering like, okay, armor slots, what can you put on there that would be useful at all? And I was like, well, a little bit of extra regular sonar is kind of a good thing, so that's kind of the route that I went with that.
Okay. All right, so that's another idea. So you also went with the cryo battery and resonance capacitor. Now I know some folks on here were saying earlier that the resonance battery might be a better option. I'm looking at it right now. The resonance capacitor has a all damage buff of 36, even though the stacking tactical bonus is only 8. Obviously, you're not going to get anything from the turret defense isn't going to matter. The bonus combat speed's not going to matter. The only thing you're really getting from this is the damage buff. So let me go ahead and look at the resonance battery real quick.
If you're just running one,
yeah,
it's better to run the trigger. But if you're going to be running multiple Vanquishers, it's better to be running the battery because you'll get a better stacking bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, and I only plan on building one, so.
It's in the Draconian tab.
Oh. That's probably what I want. Let me see. Resonance battery right there. So that one there's got a all damage bonus. All damage is 20. That one says it's 20, and the capacitor was
5, isn't it?
The capacitor was 36.
36.
36.
Yeah, but it's got a better stacking bonus.
Yeah, so there's just a stacking bonus. Now, all right. So that just means that with the better stacking bonus, you'll actually gain benefit, more benefit from the each one of these. So I guess you guys have done the math and determined that the resonance battery is better with multiple. Is that what I'm understanding?
I didn't think resonance battery got a bonus for being stacked with other resonance batteries. I don't think it says it anywhere in the blueprint, does it?
It actually does. It doesn't say it on here, but I know if you go into the game itself and look at the blueprint, it's got it goes up to 50. The stacking tactical bonus, whatever, I think it was 50, right? Anybody on here want to confirm that for me?
Yes, it is 50. I'm looking at it now.
Okay. All right.
So from what my interpretation is of it, so each additional trigger will get you 50% of the bonus. So it'll go 20% for 1, 30% for 2, 40% for 3, etc., etc.
Okay. I don't know. 36 is a lot larger number than 20, so I'm kind of wondering if it really would work out in your favor. So, obviously doing the math right now on the fly, not only that, but you'd have to make sure that all the ships were actually inside that field of the other ships, right? So they'd all have to be pretty close.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to get them all benefiting from one another because the field's only 45, and obviously they have no combat speed, so they can't all clump together at your base.
Yeah.
I guess the only way to fix that is to put the well, that's only for the people that have it, the ECM. Hide that somewhere in the base. That's got a huge circle.
Yeah.
It's not just the ECM and the Vanquisher that have abilities to trigger resonance battery either. There's, if you stick something with a tactical module slot in there, there are some tactical modules that you can have that will trigger resonance battery.
Navigation.
There's also some, if you have a decently planned out base, you could probably fit a Vendetta in there as well. That has a pretty decent sized aura.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess was there any? I'm kind of hoping that was satisfactory coverage for the chat regarding the Vanquisher. Yeah.
There is one more thing. I actually sit there with a stopwatch and was sitting there timing the repairs for Vanquisher. I know, of course, it's a half repair for the raid. So if you're on VXP weekend and you're not wanting to throw coin at full repairing these and throwing them the VXP targets, about 2 minutes repair on a single Vanquisher, you're looking about 8k health, which is about the same as if you're throwing a full health Punisher into a VXP target. So you could probably get away with zombieing these things for about 2 minutes apiece, especially if you're like I was last raid or last VXP. I was 2 minutes away from a hub. You can just run one back and forth and keep repairing the other one. But you should get very decent XP.
Actually, unless Kixeye tones it down, you should be able to skull by suiciding this just 2 times. Because think about it, you get VXP based on the amount of damage you take in these VXP targets on the VXP weekend.
I think it's percentage, isn't it? Isn't it percentage?
Yeah. And so the more armor you have on the hull, the more VXP you get for it dying. So
I don't think so.
Based on percentage.
It's not based on percentage. It would take a lot more to reach 1% of damage because the armor points are so much. I mean, that's the way I understand it.
That's why I think we need a VXP modifier on this whole, man, so we can get it done, not like over 3 VXP weekends, man, because no one wants that.
And that is an attribute currently in the game, because you actually do get a VXP modifier from R&D now.
Yeah, they can give us just like a nice big positive, like, I don't know, 500%, I don't know. It's got to be a decent number. Look how slow it is.
I'd rather try my chances at VXP weekend than ranking these things on the freaking water.
Oh yeah, you ain't gonna rank on the water.
Yeah.
Though I've saw a few people with at least a 2-star Vanquisher already.
Oh my goodness.
I say what I'm planning to do, Price, is I'm going to use the Vanquisher because basically how my guard is set up, they'll be all around the Vanquisher, so I'm going to res back the rest of the guard for the boosts off the res battery. But I don't have res capacity, otherwise I'd probably use that.
Okay.
Damage is nice, the resistance.
I've got 3 stripes on my Vanquisher, but that's just using single salty crew.
How? Were you like in a sector that had cargo and no one was online?
Everyone was doing the raid, I was hitting cargo, it was great fun. I was just autoing it, so it didn't bother us.
You better get to this mega ship quick, otherwise we're going to run out of time.
I would say, me personally, I mean, it's I don't know, I got that Zoe Apollo currently building in my shipyard, and I actually got a really big jump on the Apollo because I was able to start it right away, and I'm kind of hoping I don't regret not doing that with the Vanquisher, but we'll see. All right, I'll go ahead and pull up the mega ship again, and we'll just try tackling that real quick. Let me see here. All right, so the mega ships. I know we were talking about that. I don't. You guys, if y'all want to check it out on the forums, I don't want to read all of this. You guys probably know I'm pretty well opposed to reading text on the screen, but I will go over some of the pictures that are on there. I mean, I've seen they actually put a picture up of the Hyperion, and looking at it, it looks like it's got six modules on it. Looks like it's got 6 modules on it. It's got one big rocket ship, or one big rocket on the back. I'm guessing is what it's supposed to be using for getting around. And you can see it looks like it goes really, really deep into the water too. This one right here, this was something else I thought was kind of funny. It's got a level 87 right here for this one right here, which is the Vanquisher's a much higher level, isn't it? So the Vanquisher's like a level 100 and something, and this is an 87.
101.
Yeah.
That's probably because they didn't give this thing 500,000 armor.
Hey, all we gotta do is send 4 Vanquishers at it, and it'll out-tank it.
It does say that the mega ship is basically, it's going to start with an engine, the bridge, and the weapon module, and well, a weapon module. Now, it looks like there's going to be a lot of different kinds of weapon modules at some point, but it says each weapon module will have its own mega weapon that's permanently attached, so you'll be able to, well, look, on this one right here, it looks like there's 9 module slots, or actually 10 module slots on this picture, so I don't know which one is actually going to be accurate. I guess we'll see.
I think those are just the places where you put the weapons.
Well, this is actually one of the weapon modules right here. It's a mega cannon mount, and if you look at it right here, I mean, I don't know if I'm like misinterpreting anything. It's possible, but this one right here, I'm looking at it, and it's got like 6 armor slots. I see 3 weapon slots, and 5 special slots, and then you can see the mega weapon in the middle, and that's permanently attached. So that one right there, you don't really get to change out, but you get to, looks like you get to change out everything else.
It's interesting now. You can have a number of specials contributing to the main weapon attached to the hull. By the way, that tree is designed.
Yeah, and this module right here's got a, I mean, it's got a max weight of 10,000 tons, so it looks like you build it much more like you do a ship. But it's got the armor abilities minus 100%. So any special buffs, whether it be evade or, I mean, there's no specials that you can put on a piece of armor that this thing is going to be able to take advantage of. So it looks like it's going to be strictly armor points, whatever you put on there.
I'm thinking damage.
Yeah.
I wonder if that large weapon spot, whether we can use the large weapons we use for our hulls.
You're talking about this one in the middle? No, this right here is permanent and can't be changed, is how I understood it up here.
I thought we might be able to use our bigger weapons that we use on certain hulls.
There's 3 slots on there that you can equip with your weapons that we use on any ship, and then the mega weapon is comes with the module and is permanent. We can't change that. We'll be able to upgrade it later on, but we can't change it.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, remember we had the scatter guns.
You're thinking
of the big scatter gun and the little ones.
The heavy weapons. Yeah.
Yeah, you're thinking of the heavy weapons. This is a mega weapon.
Yeah.
It's even bigger than the heavy weapons.
Yeah.
I want the Hyperion range when I'm fighting it.
But here's another picture that looks like it has the 10 weapons, 10 mega weapon modules on there, mortars and cannons.
How cool does that look? How cool does that look?
Yeah, it looks pretty impressive, doesn't it?
So let's get it done, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling Toxic about his entry.
Well, I know the guys, the folks that, a lot of people started their Hyperions this week. And so I think, people were like, A lot of people were really upset about it being another 40 days. But when you look at this, I mean, you're like, oh, it's going to be so worth it, you know, when you see a picture like this. You know what I mean? I just started my gantry, so I'm only like a week into my gantry, so I still got a long time before I can even start my Hyperion. And but yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are really excited. This thread probably did a lot of good for them, made them feel a lot better.
I got 37 days till my Hyperion's done.
The thing I found most interesting about this post about the new stuff for the mega ship was for the modules you're going to need a new type of resource, which you can only get through either R&D or by attacking other mega hulls.
Now, what was this again? You said there's some special resources that's needed?
Yes, and you can only get them via Forsaken or the Forsaken R&D or by attacking other mega hulls.
I think that that's dumb.
Okay, I'm actually I got the graphic up right here, and I'm looking at the bottom, and I actually don't recognize any of these resources. This is on that module graphic. I don't recognize any of those resources. I mean, it's not like metal, oil, and or any of that stuff. So.
Yeah, and if you scroll up a little farther in the post in one of those orange lines, that's where it says about I think you got right there.
The new resources needed to construct and upgrade modules will be generated through Forsaken R&D, and they can be stolen. So yeah, that part is going to suck.
That part is going to suck real bad.
Yeah.
Well, it's really but that the people that's going to suck the most for are the people that don't have R&D 30, because they're going to have to put new levels of R&D out for us to research to get that resource. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to add it back into R&D that we've already done. So if you don't have level.
Sorry, go ahead, Dr. Beth.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, good thing we were never going to need R&D for anything other than the bonuses we gave, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess, are there any other topics folks would like to discuss? I'll go ahead and open it up just in case there was something here that somebody else wanted to have discussed on the roundtable.
No, I just want to give a shout out to Kixeye and say they did a great job this raid. The prizes are good. The raid was great, and I just think this was one of the best ones they've had in a long time.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, second deck, Doc.
Not enough prizes.
Yeah, that if I were to complain about anything, I do kind of agree with you there, is because once I got my Ghost Crawler shards and I got all the tokens, all the extra points that I'm getting now, I can't use for anything.
I mean, compare it to last month. They could have put the Executioners back in. Some people might still chase the Executioners. I mean, I might have bothered chasing a little more points if the Executioners were in there.
Yeah.
I think they did good, except for the taupe thing, making people have to open up the prizes.
Yeah, they should have been with a token.
I know, but for the taupes, I think that was wrong.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking, I think they got rid of those limited components that we used to have. I think they got rid of those a little too quickly, too. I mean, because that was definitely really, really nice. For any extra points we got, we could use them on Gales or, I mean, just whatever kind of those limited components that we had, we had access to. It would be nice to see them come back. I know they said that wasn't going to happen, but it would be nice. But I do agree overall. I think it's been an excellent raid. I've not seen a whole lot of people. I mean, there's still a lot of people out there that can't do this type of raid yet. So, a lot of people are kind of curious. They're torn. Do I get the Apollo if they don't have the Apollo already? Do I get the Apollo or do I get the Vanquisher? And me, and I do kind of agree with Kixeye on this one here. If you they put all the have-to-have stuff on the left side. That's a takeaway that I got from one of the conversations I've had. But so and I kind of agree. The Apollo is really, really good in this raid type. I know we've only got this raid type for one more month. I think next month is the whole store, and and nobody's probably going to have. If you're just now getting the Apollo, you're probably not a big coiner. You're probably not going to have a fleet of Apollos next month. But this raid type will be moving into other parts of the game. And so the Apollo will get a lot of use in the future. So if there's still some value in there to be had. I wouldn't pass on the Apollo just because it's only got one more month of this particular raid type.
I fully agree with you, Price, because that's what I've told everybody that I've talked to. If you got to choose between the Apollo and the Vanquisher, you can hit repair on your base. But you can use the Apollo to go after the Megas for your gantry parts. You can use it to go after the Legion Assault Forces for your foundry. You can use it to do the Armadas to get uranium. And I've even seen players tanking in front of Citadels and Vendettas to do 107s. So the Apollo has got a lot of use still left in it.
Yeah, and I got to say, I mean, just another way to back that point up too is some of the folks that I'm helping or I have helped are high-level players that have concentrated on PvP. They've got revenge fleets, but they don't have the fleets they need to do the chores. So you want to get the Apollo. The game is not just PvP. If you want to do PvP, that's great, but you need to do chores to stay current.
And the Apollo doesn't take that long to build. It's only like what 10, 12 days if you can build an Apollo, so you can build 2 Apollos for next raid and have them done. There shouldn't be any problems why you can't do that. They are a good fleet, and 2 is all you really need.
And let me echo that I also think that if you have to choose between the Vanquisher and the Apollo, that there really isn't a choice. You have to take the Apollo. There's just going to be, and we have to count on the fact that Kix is going to follow the plan that they've laid out. Even if they remove it from the raid format, there's going to be a lot of stuff in the game that you're going to need Apollos. And really, just like this time last year, we were kind of talking about those who had blades and those who didn't. Now we're kind of talking about those who have Apollos and those who don't. So I see the Apollo being a fleet that's useful for a long time to come.
Hey, welcome back to the show, 99.
Is this better now?
Oh yeah, definitely. You're definitely.
Okay.
Now you're coming across really hot. So
my bad.
Yeah, I don't know if you got a mic boost, but you can maybe back it down a little bit, or.
All right.
Now you could probably stand to be a little further away from the mic.
I can't do nothing right.
Yeah. Well, did you have anything that you wanted to add about any of the topics that we covered?
Not much really. Just I was grinding along like everyone else. Barely getting what I needed.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Love your profile pic, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been running Punishers and Aegis and Rhinos for the whole raid, so
it's working out pretty good.
Yeah, it's working out pretty good.
Is it helping keep your costs down? Are you satisfied with the costs?
I made it a point not to coin on raids, so I usually get what I can out of raids. So.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Well, cool beans. Well, I guess if there's nothing else, is there anything else we need to cover? Then we'll probably go ahead and close the show out because we are about 10 minutes over. All right. We good? All right. I guess if you enjoyed the show, please give us a thumbs up. We do appreciate those very much. This one here is actually on my personal YouTube. It's not on the Battle Vortex YouTube, but I still don't mind subscribers. I like subscribers. I'm nowhere near 10,000. Like the Battle Vortex pages. I think I'm nowhere not close to that. So.
Slacker.
But I still would appreciate you taking this right here and spamming it, sharing it with your alliances and whatever groups you're in. I would appreciate that. we do have. If you want to participate on one of these panels, feel free to give me an early PM saying, hey, I want to be on the show. If you think you might have technical issues, that's definitely the time that we like to try to address those is before the show. But if you need more information about the roundtables or a Thursday shows, you can just check out the link right here, bp.battlevortex.tv, and that's our Facebook group page. And we definitely look forward to having you on there and having you participate in supporting the show. So we do appreciate that very much. Again, I'd like
and for
to
the latest.
Go ahead.
For the latest in Battle Pirates news, 140 characters at a time, it's Vlad the Arbiter at Twitter.
Yeah, okay.
Good man, you got it in.
Yeah.
Absolutely shameless.
Yeah. All right. I do some streaming myself. So if you're interested in some of the other things that I've got going on myself online, price.battlevortex.tv. I don't just do Battle Pirates. I got a few other games that I play, and so it's not strictly Battle Pirates, but you know, I still don't mind the viewers and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I'd like to thank everybody here on the panel for coming on and supporting the show, and I'd like to thank everybody in the chat for coming on and supporting the show. And thanks very much. Y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and good luck in your raid.
Later.
Happy hunting.
See you guys.
Good